music, and I'm blessed. So, from the Wikipedia, and I will definitely let you know where I'm getting this information from. And if I haven't in the past, I apologize. I will do better to get that. The references out is very important. Like I said, copyrights and public domains and all of the things and people and learning people's names, and just recognizing people and staying on the mark is very important. Um, People say, well, maybe it's the ego. Well, it's really not the ego. It's just common etiquette and decency that we learn our notes and we learn our lyrics and we learn people's names, and we respect the copyright. Okay, so a lot of my content I do pull from Wikipedia. Twitch, Twitter, and and a lot of other social media platforms. So like, share, subscribe, and give a comment. We like comments. I like comments, and I'm sure you like comments. So yes, so that's our topic today again. Um, our jazz lovers, our special guest is Goddess Tara, a new jazz poet in the scene, in the music and poetry and jazz scene, and we're so excited to have her on. She's going to be calling in at 6:35, and we're going to have that conversation. So we're going to play a little jazz poems, and I'm going to play a tune that that I that I keep getting the DM'd about, and it's jazz poems, and it's on my new CD, Club Crescendo Volume 3. So yeah, we're gonna get some of that in. Yep. Okay, so while that's all warming up, how are you today? What were you listening to this weekend? Did you enjoy your Juneteenth, or did you were you? What's your political stance on Juneteenth? Was you listening to John Coltrane or Gil Scott Heron? Was you listening to Abby Lincoln or Nina Simone in Mississippi? God damn. What was your thing? What was you listening to? I would like to know that. Me personally, I just rebelled against the whole Juneteenth, and I was a little mournful for the people that and the slaves that did not make it, and bravo to the powers that be making this Juneteenth a federal holiday. But like jazz, the notes collide, and then this passion comes out, and like jazz, it's just like so it's a flavor for some, and for others it's a little complex. So yeah, so I would be interested in knowing what you were listening to this weekend. Yes. And let's give it up to WJZZ, Cool TV, Robert Pennsylvania Jr., and Vito. I just want to say we have the best people behind the scenes, um, and in front of the scenes, making this clock just tick so beautifully. So we're going to play a little bit. All right. So yeah, we're listening to Club Crescendo Volume 3 Jazz Poem. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. All right. We're going to turn it down a little bit. All right. Okay, so what's going on in today's news? Let's see here. I did take some notes, and I would like to share with you some of the things that's going on in the city. All right. Yes. Yes, this is true. This is true. We are a wonderful nation with wonderful music. So I want to share a poem, a jazz poem that I wrote. Okay? So, here we go. I come to you with a heavy heart, so heavy, heavier than the color of black or mountaintops, heavier than the onyx deep, heavy and steep heavy, heavy that destroyed the New Orleans levee, heavy, heavy by way of history, with the heavy chains and the blames and the shame, heavy, deep in Africa's mist, heavy, heavy, heavy. Sweet dum dee da dum da 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 dee da ba da dee dum dee dum da da dum deep 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 heavy in the darkest of caves, heavier than the world weighs, heavy like mood, like molasses, heavy, heavy like soul trapped underneath the ocean deep, heavy, 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 heavy by way of the slave ships, as heavy as the ships, as heavy as the ships, as heavy, heavy, heavy than gold, heavy, and diamond mines, blood stained, heavy. Tonight my heart is heavy. My heart. Washington's bitter earth heavy, heavier than the southern trees of Billie Holiday lynching on her knees, tears so heavy, dripping boulders on the ground, heavy, bloodstained, heavy, Billie Holiday, strange fruit, heavy, 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 heavy. I mean, so heavy. Sweep down, dum dee down, sweep deep down, down, dee down, dim dee down, down. Heavy, heavy, heavier whips and rape heavy. Tonight my heart is heavy. Like this song coming out of these speakers, heavy. Like Nina Simone, I hold no grudge, heavy. Like old grandfather's clocks in the heavy gold metal bell chimes, 4 a.m. in the morning, heavy. Waking up for another day, heavy. Listening to jazz as I brush my teeth. My heart is heavy, but I get up, I get out, I work, and I come home heavy with such heaviness as I listen to. The heaviness in the streets, the heaviness in heavy beats, heavy, heavy. African elephant and rhino, heavy, heavy, heavy. We've had some of the greatest jazz poets of our time in this world. Langston Hughes was a prolific poet in the Renaissance era, and they would all sit and listen to this music and write these poems that you would not believe. And I mean, it's astounding. It's astounding. So let's see here. Let's see what we have here. Yes. Who is Langston Hughes? We might add James Massar Langston Hughes, February the 1st to May 22nd, 1967. February 1st, 1901, I might add, was an American poet, social activist, novelist, playwright, and a columnist for Joplin, Missouri, from Joplin, Missouri. One of the earliest innovators of the literary art form called jazz poetry. I can't make this stuff up. Hughes is the best known as a leader of the Harlem Renaissance. He famously wrote about the period that the Negro was in vogue, which was later paraphrased as when Harlem was in vogue. Ooh, and we all know about Vogue. So, growing up in a series of Midwestern towns, Hughes became a prolific writer at an early age. He moved to New York City as a young man where he made his career. He graduated from high school in Cleveland, Ohio, and soon began studies at Columbia University. In New York City, although he dropped out, he gained notice from New York publishers, first in the Crisis magazine and then from the book publishers, and became known in the creative community in Harlem. He eventually graduated from Lincoln University. In addition to poetry, Hughes wrote plays and short stories, and he also published several nonfiction works from 1942 to 1962 as the civil rights movement was gaining traction. He wrote in-depth weekly columns in the leading black newspaper, the Chicago Defender. Look him up. Look some of his poetry up. He is one of the most prolific jazz poets in that was ever created. So, ode to Langston Hughes. We are looking forward to going back and reading some of his work tonight. I know I am. Let's find a piece. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That poem that I wrote, it's I'm still trying to get the book out. It's called Window Shopping. This is my my manuscript, and it's a mess, but it's some really good stuff in here. So let's go. Let's see what we can find out. Let's see here. Yeah, look up Langston Hughes tonight, everyone. Okay. Let's yeah. Okay. So did you pour yourself a glass of wine? Are you sipping tea or coffee? Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Mother to son. Well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Bare. But all the time, I's been a climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps because you find it's kind of hard. Don't you fall now, for I still going, honey. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Wow, that's beautiful. And I found this on the Poetry Foundation website. Check it out. And that poem was called Mother to Son. Yes, that's a beautiful piece. Absolutely. Yes, so there is definitely a such thing as a jazz poet. Yes, and we do start at 6. I have some traits, some traits that I need to fix. So I slid in like the 5 heartbeats. But my heart is good and my intention is so good. So I'm going to come in and hang out a little earlier than I have been because I want to get all of my 50 minutes in for you. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll see you next week at 6 o'clock sharp. And you can always go back if you missed the show. You can always go back and on YouTube or Facebook, YouTube or Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and other social medias, and actually see the show again or watch the show as many times as you like. Yes. Mhm. All right. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, we have a guest. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Is
This
this
is
the beautiful
Sky.
goddess Tara?
Yes, it is.
All right. Ooh, are you on time, sister love?
That's how we do.
That's how we do. So, hello, sister. Hello, beautiful goddess Tara.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Sky.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to reintroduce my our a jazz poet, our special guest tonight, the beautiful goddess Tara, and she's also my sister. And I'm so grateful
Hello.
that we share the same business, and that's something unique that we are
Hmm.
in the same genre. She's one of the
Yeah.
most brilliant hairstylists in life, and I'll let her tell your story. But she's been doing some work that's out of this world in the
Oh,
poetry.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank
in the
you.
poetry. So,
Thank
Goddess
you.
Tara, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello world, I'm Goddess Tara. Um, I have been in the music, I guess you would say the industry, just pretty much on the business part for about since '09. Of course, we were little. We used to like always act like we were in showbiz, so it's like embedded in me. It's
Yeah,
embedded.
yeah, yeah.
But so now I'm a spoken word artist. I was part of a management, doing management and artist development for artists and stuff like that. And I just said, you know what? It was always been a passion of mine, so I'm going to take it and use that energy and put it on myself, and that's what I did.
Yes, bravo to that. Bravo to that. You
Hmm.
have some wonderful music, some
Thank you.
lyrics. Your lyrics are very beautiful, and the music that's coming along with that is so wonderful. Tell us what your
Thank you.
motivation is, with
Uh,
your new
I'm
CD.
sorry. Say it one more time.
Tell me what your motivation is with your new CD. Yeah.
The motivation came from, like I said, a lot of people know that my husband passed away, Harold Martin. Once Harold passed away,
Mhm.
I have been just a caregiver for people all my life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
In a sense, being married 3 times and just doing a married life thing. Once my husband passed away, and I had time to think and a lot time alone. God was sending these signals of passion through music, and that's what happened. And a bunch of other things. I just started writing. I just had a long time for like a year just to focus on myself and my well-being, and that's what I did. So.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. So
Hmm.
I should have told you to get your to put your music set your music up at home. Can because I would have loved to do some live music on the air.
Oh,
But
I will.
I do have uh oh, and you can go on YouTube and go check out Goddess Tyra. She has
Hmm.
oh my goodness.
Goddess Tara. We have Christian Brother, which I have Genesis Prater on
Yes.
there. That's my daughter. My favorite song. I think a lot of people like Reminisce. Everybody likes Reminisce. Sky, you're the feature on that one. And then my favorite song is This Thing Is Growing Rapid. That's like
Yes.
one of my favorite songs out of all the ones.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
featuring Sky Covington. I just like how you just, man, you just brought it. So
I was so
that's
excited
one
to
of
be.
my favorite.
Yeah. So okay. So we can. Where can we buy your music?
Okay, the first EP is called A Message from the God. It's a little
Okay.
dash, DESS, the Goddess. I'm on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. I think Pandora's got it now.
Uh huh.
I'm also on TikTok. I'm also on Deezer. The second EP, that's the one that a lot of people haven't really heard. I just dropped a video for that one, Pillow Talking.
Okay.
People think pillow talking is about it's a sexual experience. It's not really a sexual experience because the music and the video. It's about gossip. It's
Oh
about
okay.
how people try to keep secrets and then they have their lover and then they just tell them it all.
Right.
Just to kind of give the update on the day and doing by doing that they start telling people secrets. So
Right.
that's what pillow talking is about. But yeah, on that EP is called 2021 Vision.
Okay.
It has a lot of great hits on there. It's one that I haven't dropped yet. It's going to be a
Okay.
single. It's called Missing You.
Okay.
Um, and then we have because because it's about I don't know if you guys know about twin flames, divine masculine, divine feminine energy, where lovers are trying to get together, but there's obstacles. That's
Okay.
what the EP is kind of taking. It's sort of like that, like with divine feminine and missing the divine masculine. Maybe
Okay.
he's overseas or he's absent. It goes deep. I can go on and on and on about that EP. It took me to another spiritual level with doing that one. Then we got Sugar Rush.
Okay.
That's about the guys that just open the door for you, that cooks for you, and then you just get so excited. You be like, "Dang, where did Sugar Rush come from?" And that's and that's what that song is about. And it's just real sensual, real. It's like my happy place. That Sugar Rush.
That sugar.
That's
Well.
like my happy place. And then we have 44.4 radio.
Mhm.
That's like my I kind of did like a two-side type deal where it's like a lady called the radio station and she's like talking about her boyfriend. He's like he's into somebody else next door or whatever,
Uh huh.
and she's like asking the question like, what should I do? I said, girl, just pretty much you just gotta let all your burdens go. And she said, you know what? I feel like shining. The music drops, and then I go into the poem. Whereas I'm thanking, Father and God and my sister and my brother because we have gotten away from that, and I wanted to
Yeah.
just bring back the prayer and with a little jazz tune. So
Yeah. Well, I
yeah,
wanna
I can babble on and on. You
I
better stop
love it.
me.
I love it. Keep talking, but we're gonna play reminisce. I I have it all queued up, and ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen,
And which one is this?
now I was my engineers. They're so beautiful. They're so okay.
Okay.
This one here is reminisce.
Reminisce. Featuring Sky Covington, y'all. I should perform this song there. I remember they actually like that one. So.
All the good times we shared, all the good times we had,
Mhm.
all the good times we shared.
Love is here to take you home. You only live once, you see. I'm your sunshine, your coffee, and your tea. I wanna care for you like you deserve, but you don't see all of my love. You the one that needs to be served.
Yes.
All the good times we had, all the good times we shared. You want others to forsake? I'm the one for keep's sake. This thing here is a give and take. All the good times we had, all the good times we shared, all the good times we had, all the good times we shared. Our days are numbered, won't be alone. I know it's been hard to see. So many queens to seek. Our standards are high to achieve. Stop looking. I'm here with all of my love to give. One day at a time now. I know they died, but they left us. I reminisce
I
on all the
reminisce.
good times we had. I reminisce. I reminisce. Good times we shared. You said my kingdom was your home. Don't shut me out to be alone.
Looking like mama.
All the good times we had. All the good times we shared. All the good times we had. All the good times we shared.
Yes, that was I reminisce. Tyra, Goddess Tyra, let me do the station ID real fast. You're watching the
Thank
preservation
you.
of Jazz Out, the preservation of Jazz Hour live here, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ, the coolest station in the world. And today we have the beautiful Goddess Tyra with us, and oh my goodness. Okay, this is we're gonna play a little more. This one is Christian Brother, Goddess Tower, featuring Genesis
Oh, thank you.
Glass Press.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you,
need no Christian brother. I need a
Christian
fine
brother.
wine brother. Kind you take home to mother. Not that cheap vodka brother.
Not that
That
cheap
hippie
Baka
side
brother.
type of
What?
brother. I'm your right and dime. This here is fine, sweet red wine. No Christian brother control. I need that alkaline. Fine wine, Christian brother, Patron, Sky vodka type of brother.
Ooh.
The kind that treats a queen with respect. He's kind type of brother. The kind of brother who takes his time, sipping, living, pina colada brother. Not that no cheap shot of Amsterdam, perch of feeling sipping type of brother.
Ooh.
Okay.
Type of
Okay.
brother, I know a Remy Martin type of brother.
Uh oh. No,
My
Jameson
Rachel
Irish
Cuban, Don
whiskey type
Julio
of brother.
Spanish, beer drinking brother.
Ooh, I don't.
Not a
Oh,
lady.
Christian brothers, ladies and gentlemen. You have to go on where Spotify, the the radio
Yeah, all the platforms are
platform
the
radio
second EP,
platforms
all of
has
them.
it. All the digital
It's like
platforms
it's like
has your
25 of
music.
them.
Yeah, 25. You could just go. It's Goddess Tara, featuring Janice Glass on that one. Her oldest
Genesis
daughter.
Prater. I'm sorry,
Yes, Prater. Excuse me, Genesis
Prater.
Glass Prater. She was married a couple of years ago. So, in this climate of everything, the city is starting to open up, and with us all being family, we know how difficult this COVID and everything was. But we, yourself, Tua, man, my brother, all of our family, we all managed to just really um, continue to start our own businesses and, just continue to just pretty much level up.
Invest in ourselves.
Yeah, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and to me, that's the history of jazz
Yep.
music. So how did what different ways did you allow yourself to reach out to to people in this COVID? I know we couldn't do a lot of shows and everything. So what was kind of your way of reaching out to the people?
Well, that gave me a time to like really focus, like I say, focus on myself and my craft. Sometimes, crowds bring distractions.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for me, it was actually a blessing in disguise because sometimes I just work better by myself. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And working with family, to me, coming out with my first EP was, I felt I wanted to be comfortable. I didn't want to be, I just wanted to be comfortable having my daughter, my sister. We
right.
just kind of sharing, putting our voices, you coming in, Genesis coming in. And it was just, it was comfortable. I thought and I figured and I felt in my soul that it was the right thing to do,
It was.
coming out, me personally. But to answer your question is, that gave me time to work alone and focus. And social media. Social media was the main outlet. I
Okay,
streamed on like 4 or 5 different social medias promoting the EP.
okay,
I did an EP release live on Facebook.
okay.
People got a chance to hear the music. I just promoted. That's all I did. I just used that social media like it was my stage. That's what I
Yes,
did.
and that was very smart. A lot of people, important people, kept me going. You kept me going.
Thank you.
Kimmy Horn, she just did the show with us for
Mhm.
Father's Day, and
Mhm.
she didn't have the band. I didn't want her to have the band, um, mostly because she was doing a show on Friday night, the Rhythm
Mhm.
Room, and you were doing. I mean, you're doing videos now. You're like on your fourth video.
Yeah.
You're doing. You had us over in the video. I got a chance to actually do the music. I mean, do the stage design.
The
I was the
video.
stage
Yeah.
designer. I had my
Yeah.
turtleneck, I mean my sweatshirt on, and I was there, just changing everything and just. But I just admire the fact that you, in the midst of this COVID, uh, that you put your big girl panties on, or I don't want
Yeah.
to say panties, but your big girl, your heart. You put your heart on. You leveled up. You put your armor on, and you went
Thank
out
you.
there and created some really beautiful music. And
Thank
therefore,
you.
you know, you you know you are to me the new age jazz poet. So I
Oh, thank you. I
yes.
think, what that means so much to me coming from you, Sky, because you like my big sister. People be like, "What type of sister?" You don't know what type of sister I got, boy. She one of the ones you gonna have to walk straight in the line. Come on, you gonna have to bring it.
Yeah, you
You gonna have to bring with the professionalism.
yeah.
So I learned from the best.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
learned from the
But
best.
but you're a good sister. You always have been a good sister,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
and just we the funny thing is I thought that I wanted to be I wanted you to be we had made an agreement, everybody. I was
Hmm.
like, okay,
Yeah.
you not the little sister no more, even though she's my little sister. We're only a year apart, but she's like my but um you have just shown me that little sometimes appreciates the situation. So I
Hmm.
don't even feel comfortable calling you my little sister, because you've taught me when I after with this COVID and everything, you can you get a little tired and you think that I'm just gonna retire, which I mean I haven't done enough to retire. I think that I have a ton of things to do, but you 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 inspire me. You, Rio, Suma, you all inspire me. So what's coming up next? What are we looking forward to?
Well, the new video is coming out, Christian Brother. That's like, I'm really excited about Christian Brother. That video gonna drop. I'm gonna be like, oh my goodness. And then the EP, the second EP, I'm really pushing. I
Okay,
didn't really have a lot of, when I dropped it, I was gonna drop each one as singles.
Okay.
But I decided to do the five singles and drop the two. I'm sorry, the five as the EP, and then to drop the two because and then missing you. But we didn't talk about one of my favorite songs on there with you on it, and we did Turhan Terrell was the production. That's Window Shopping.
Oh yeah.
Window Shopping. That one there, I really want to do a video for that. If we could like put our heads together and get that one done.
Yeah.
That one.
Let's
I like Window Shopping.
Okay.
Let's
yeah.
A good news for that. I actually had an inbox, and I have the proof to that in my inbox on my messenger. 50 Cent actually inboxed me about that. He said he challenged me to that song, Window Shopping. Yes. I think I sent you that message. So that was just a blessing from the universe.
Yeah.
It just let me know that that I'm on the right path.
You are definitely.
So we both on the right path, I should say.
Yes, you are definitely. You are watching the Preservation of Jazz Hour with your hostess Sky Covington. Live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Today, our topic is jazz poetry, jazz poetry, and we have the beautiful jazz poet, Goddess Tyra. And this tune here is called Window Shopping. Featuring, yeah, I performed on this track.
Sky Covington, y'all. Yes.
All right.
We did that song like in 30 minutes too. You know that we was about to walk out the door.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you was gonna write. You didn't know what I was gonna write. We didn't know how the beat was gonna go. Once it dropped, it went just like that.
No, that's the thing.
That's music.
Okay, so we have about 5 minutes
left
in our show, and so tell us a little more about Goddess Tyra.
Goddess Tyra is, I'm a mom of 4. I have 3 beautiful daughters, and I have a son. He's 11. I have a great family. We have our ups and downs like every other family, but I know I'm loved. I'm blessed. I don't know. I'm just excited coming out as an artist. Just period. You don't even have to be a jazz artist. I'm just happy to be able to find the courage because I didn't know if me doing this was I able to like make it happen as an artist coming out later on in the game, so late in the game. So that was a concern to me, and the universe said, "Don't worry about it. It's about the people and the knowledge and the music." So that's what I did. I was like, you know what? Here you go.
Yes. That, and you know what? And what I'm learning too. What I've learned is I could, I give you advice a lot, but a lot of it, you give me a lot of advice, but one thing that I can say is that it's never too late to do what your purpose is. And your
passion. It's a passion too as well. And, you just can't jump into music with no passion or no heart.
Yeah, but the way you had to maneuver your life, you had people counting on you, so you had to maneuver in a way that was unselfish. So it's just
definitely.
It's just your time has always been your time. It's just now it's your time for music because you put so much into this universe with your children, with your work, with your touching so many people, growing their hair, and opening your home to people. You love animals. She loved animals, and she's so creative. We used to call her arts and crafts.
I told my friend, I told my sister like that. I said, my family used to call me arts and crafts. I don't know. He was like, what? What you over there making?
Yeah, this the funny thing. I was Slick Nick, and you was arts and crafts.
That's so true.
I was like,
that's so true.
Yeah, so that was Slick Nick thing. I put that hat up a long time ago, but she come out every so often. She come out, but I put her back in. So So we're gonna take let's see, we have another tune that we could play. We played window shopping. We played
Yeah.
Christian Brothers.
Reminisce.
We played reminisce.
Mhm.
Let's see here. I'm just
This thing is no, we didn't play that. We played don't talk, just listen. Video fell on March the 17th, was it? That one is really for the spirit. That is what that the spirit really
Oh
touched me at
yes,
2:30 in the morning when I played that.
that was
When I
so
did that
good.
one.
That was so good. Um,
Yeah.
so yes, you can go see and Goddess Tyra. She's dabbling in her creating her own videos and I always say and many of my mentors say that you have to know how to do everything.
Yeah.
And I press
Yeah.
this and I tell our my mentees all the time. You have to know how to um, fill out invoice, a
Yeah.
receipt.
Yeah.
You have to know how to book. You know how to
Mhm.
ask for money that
Yeah.
you're owed. Like me,
Yeah.
in my recent times, I've been having a hard time um, getting to places on time since COVID. So I really have to work on that. Um, but it's I try to put so much into the day, but that's a wrong thing to do. That you concentrate on when you have a show, you concentrate on that, and that's your main
Mhm.
focus. And that allows people to know that your heart is really in it. So
Yeah.
these things, and not just being a jazz musician, but a musician across the board, that is very important for us to know how to do all of it. Even
Yeah.
the
That's right.
lighting, the lighting,
Yep.
the
That's
stage
right.
design, all that stuff. Um,
Mhm.
so I am just so grateful to have you on the show, sister. Goddess Tara,
Thank you.
I love
Thank you guys
you.
for having me. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. You can catch Goddess Tara on your Facebook page, Afro Omega.
It's got its tower on. That's where you can find all my gigs. Things that I'm doing around, in the city.
Okay.
I try to post it on the Goddess Tower
Oh,
page,
the Goddess
and
Tara
then
page. Okay.
yeah, or Afri Omega, AFRI Omega.
Afri Omega
Um,
on
mhm.
Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna take this on out. I love you, sister, and I'll talk to you
Love you
later.
too. Thank you guys so kind for having me.
Here we go.
Bye
Goddess
bye.
Tara.
Bye, Tyra. I love you. Bye, Goddess
Love
Tyra.
you too.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank
Lives
you.
have been taken.
You've been listening to the
Children have
Preservation
been stolen.
of Jazz Hour.
Don't talk, just
This
listen.
show has been
Our
something that I've
brothers
been
have
wanting
been
to do for a
broken.
long time. So I'm very grateful
Beaten,
to
put
be able to
down,
bring different
chased,
aspects of
robbed,
jazz music, history,
denied.
and all of the things around it to your home and wherever you are right now. So
I ain't
thank
gonna lose
you
their
and
manhood.
good night.